Hello. The group activity we will be demonstrating today is making a stress ball. The goal of this activity is to promote safer habits when regulating emotions such as stress and anxiety. This activity also works on sequencing, social participation, maintaining concentration, and following directions.
All right, so when creating the stress ball, we have a few different things that we need to have to do this. So the first thing we need is some kinetic sand, a balloon, a funnel, a pencil, and then this marker. So the first step we're gonna wanna do is open up the kinetic sand bag. So we'll open this up, get the kinetic sand out. It's already kind of opening out for us right now. So we were using this earlier. Have that prepared and ready to go. The next thing you would wanna do is pass out balloons to all the participants or single individual, depends on who you're doing this and how many people you're doing this with, but pass out the balloons. After you get the balloons passed out, the next thing you're gonna wanna do is start making the stress ball. So now we use this funnel right here, grab the balloon, and we put it on the funnel like this. Just like that. Give me a second. It might take a second to get it on there too. It kind of helps when you stretch it out like this. Yeah, kind of helps out. Okay, the next step is going to be grabbing the kinetic sand and basically just dumping as much as you'll need, kind of about this much. It should be a little less than say a tennis ball, because you don't want a huge ball. You just want something kind of firm that you can hold in your hand. So next thing we do is pour this in here. So, and then this is what we assumed would happen too, is that the kinetic sand is kind of like this. It doesn't really fall down into the balloon perfectly. So what we're gonna use next is this pencil. So we use this pencil to push the sand down through the funnel into the balloon. You can also just kind of stretch out the balloon with your hands if you want, if you don't want to use the funnel. But doing it that way is a little bit more difficult. If you find yourself a solid funnel like this, you keep pressing it down in, you can see that the sand's kind of entering the balloon right now. So this might take a little bit. This indirectly kind of works on some fine motor skills too, because you have to hold this pencil and press it into this hole that you can't really see. So we'll keep doing this, get that sand in the balloon. This will probably take, a solid minute, and depending on everything that's happening, it could take the group a little bit of time, but this is great socializing time. So during this, when we're hanging out, just doing this is a great time to ask people questions and get to know people a little bit better too. So we'll keep putting the sand in the balloon, almost done. Pretty close, see? And I'll get the rest in there. Okay. And let me make sure I push it all the way down. Perfect. All right. So now that the sand is in here, we'll just remove it like this. And next thing we do is tie off the balloon.
So now we just tie the balloon like so. Just pull that right through. Now you have a stress ball.
All right, and so the next thing we have, there's an artistic kind of component to this where we can kind of dive into a little bit of leisure exploration, so a little bit of art. What you can do is just draw a face on it. You can draw patterns. You can do anything to make it more fun. We have a purple marker here, so we're just gonna draw a little smiley face on here. Boom, just like that. And now you have a little smiling stress ball that you get to squeeze and kind of play with. Yeah.
Instructing participants on how to make a stress ball, there are various ways we can grade the activity up and grade the activity down. To grade the activity up, the instructor can provide the participant with fewer verbal cues needed to complete the task to enhance the individual's ability to problem solve. To grade the activity down, the instructor can provide the client with more verbal cues or hand-over-hand assistance should the participants need more assistance in that area. General outcomes sought by participating in this activity are improved emotional regulation, improved concentration, increased social participation with others in the group, and enhanced tactile stimulation.
So another thing the stress ball can be good for is promoting safety. So A lot of people, when they get stressed or anxious, they'll pick and scratch at their skin, which can become an issue for skin integrity and could lead to things like infection. So what we can do is redirect their attention from picking and scratching at their skin to squeezing the stress ball instead. Thank you for joining us today for our program proposal for our stress ball.